This week's Spotlight Cash includes Doom 2099, Daken, and Meek. But is Doom 2099 the powerhouse everybody thinks he is? I'll give a quick recap on Penny Parker, break down this Spotlight Cash, share Doom 2099 theory crafted decks, and let you know if he's worth your keys or tokens. Let's dive in and see who shines this week. The quick recap on Penny Parker. I actually unlocked her. I think she is a fun, interesting card. Should you get her? No, go ahead and pass. I will have a deck video, or depending on when you watch, I already have one out, with Penny Parker in a deck I haven't seen other people using her in. Don't let that tempt you into getting Penny Parker unless you really super like that deck. Most of the time when she's in a deck, she's replaceable and you can find another card to use instead of the actual effect you need, whether that's extra energy or whether that's some kind of movement. So yeah, that's my final verdict on Penny Parker. I think she's an easy pass. This is the overall spotlight for December 17th. You have Doom, a Series 5 card, and Daken and Meek, who are both Series 4 cards. I've said this before on previous preview videos. When Second Dinner combines a new card with two Series 4 cards, they think themselves that the card is very strong or that there's just super high interest in it. I think both are true in this case. And so you pair two weaker cards, lower series cards, with the shiny new toy, which probably means Doom is going to be powerful. So let's dive into why that is. Doom 2099 will add a Doombot 2099 to a random location. I'm not a fan personally of the randomness that this game has to offer. I will be looking to mitigate that in my decks. You don't watch this channel for math, you watch for strategy. So I'm not going to do any math. I know the numbers will get large enough to win games. So it is just figuring out in what two lanes those will be in. Because again, Doom being completely random. The real power is in the Doombot 2099s. And they are ongoing cards that buff by +1 your other Doombots and Doom. That includes regular Dr. Doom, and that includes the regular Doombots. So of course, that is just a natural pairing with classic Dr. Doom. The Doom 2099 Series 2 deck, of course, doesn't have access to Dr. Doom. So I am leaning more into the ongoing aspect of these Doombot 2099s. You have Squirrel Girl just to get more bodies on the field for that blue Marvel. Sandman, because in most cases, not in most cases, if you play Doom 2099, you can only play one card a turn afterwards. So therefore, after Doom 2099, you will play either Blue Marvel or Sandman, because you can only play one card. Might as well make it more difficult for the opponent to play more than one card. And then you finish that off with a Spectrum, which can buff your Doombots, buff your other ongoing cards, along with Blue Marvel. Or you Onslaught, and you can Onslaught the Blue Marvel lane, you can Onslaught the Doombot 2099 lanes, which just give now +2 for each Doombot that's in that lane. It's math. You can run the numbers yourself, but I think this is a decent starting point for a Series 2 level player. When you reach Series 3, of course, you have access to Dr. Doom, so he is in there. The other wrinkle in this deck is a Wong. You have Psylocke in here to get either Doom 2099 down early or Wong down early. You have Moon Girl. You have Moon Girl to potentially, if you've gotten your Doom 2099 down early, you can play Moon Girl on turn 4. And then play another Doom 2099 on turn 5. And now you have all of these duplicates all around the field. And who knows if that's enough points? We'll find out. You have Wong in the deck to double up the Dr. Doom, but also Sandman is an on reveal. So you could +2 every other card, which practically makes Sandman just like he used to be, where the opponent can only play one card if all of their cards are +2. Makes it super difficult to play more than one. Now, if editor me didn't let myself down, you will see a slightly modified version, which includes Lockjaw. Not slightly, it's just literally one card. You swap in Lockjaw for Moon Girl, and basically the deck operates the exact same. You can funnel in a bunch of cards if you need to into Lockjaw, so there are alternate avenues. Or you can add another 6-cost card into your deck to play more into that Lockjaw lane, replace it with Yellow Jacket, and now you have 2 different avenues depending on what you draw, which is important in a lot of decks. And so there are some ideas for a Series 3 version. Now, having access to all of the cards for this version, I am leaning into an Agent Venom path. So what that looks like is once you get your Doom down on turn 4, you can Iron Man on turn 5, and then on turn 6, you can Mystique, or on turn 6, you can Doctor Doom, or you can pivot and just play Mystique and a couple of other cards to get enough points in another lane. With this deck, I'm really trying hard to mitigate the random placement of the Doom bots. So you will see Madame Web, Jeff, and Nightcrawler, who all enable a bunch of different movements. So therefore, I can clog my own lane temporarily, force a Doom bot to go to only one of 2 lanes instead of one of 3, and then slide around my cards as I need to. You have Zabu to decrease the cost of Doom 2099 and Storm, which is a lockdown component of this deck. Also works well with Madame Web. You have Psylocke to get down cards early. And that is this version. Now, this one's for everybody that is not going to get Doom 2099. If you want a specific counter deck, Doom 2099, I'm guessing will be popular. You'll see enough of them. And so if you are facing him a lot and you want to get some easy cubes, this would be the deck I would be looking to play. It is a Surfer deck with a lot of tech in it. You have Sunspot for when you need to soak energy. Daredevil will allow you to properly place potentially your US agent. A Red Guardian, a Negasonic, which is fantastic. You have Energy Ramp in Hope Summers, Luna Snow, and Sarah. Enchantress, who is now 6 power, is in here, which can take away the ongoing bonus from a lane of Doombots. You have Black Widow, which is a 3 power now, and she doesn't allow your opponent to draw cards unless they play out that Widow's Bite. What that means is, if you time up her activation, you essentially force your opponent into a decision. They have Doom 2099 down. They can either play down only the Widow's Bite, and that's it. That way they can draw next turn. And their Doom 2099 generates a Doom bot. Or they can play down 2 cards. The Widow's Kiss, Widow's Bite, Widow's Kiss, I always get them confused. Whatever Black Widow produces. And another card, but then their Doombot doesn't get generated. So you've put them in a difficult position. You can use Mystique to copy your only ongoing card in here, which is US Agent, which can be devastating. US Agent gives -4 on 4-cost cards to 6. So it doesn't impact Arishem, but I don't think Arishem's going to be a problem anymore. So you can double up those penalties for your opponent. And you really aren't running a lot of high-cost cards. You do have Enchantress and Sarah, but otherwise, they're all 3 and below. And ultimately, you have Surfer. Red Guardian as well can take out a Doom 2099 if it is in its lane alone. Or it does say lowest power, so Doom 2099 only has 2 power. He's going to be the lowest power in his lane a lot of times. Makes him an easy target for Red Guardian. And you can take out all of those dirty Doom 2099 players. Also in the Spotlight cache this week is Daken, who has the Muramasa Shard, which when discarded or destroyed, doubles Daken's power. Daken can be fun in some very off-meta decks if you're using something that buffs his power, or if you're getting down an early Arnim Zola, courtesy of Ravonna Renslayer. You can create multiple shards in your hand, and now when they all get discarded or destroyed on the last turn, Daken doubles and then doubles again, which can be fun to do. Nobody's really figured out a OP strategy with Daken. He is a very mid card that can be fun in some decks, but otherwise you just do not see Daken around, and I'm sorry if you unlock him. So with Nerd Dynamite's ample resources, will he be spending them on Doom 2099? Yes, I will. And this spotlight cash to ruin the review is so not good that I will be using my tokens for this one. Doom 2099 will be a strong card. I am positive of it. Now, will that lead to super OP wins? Probably not. I think it will be pretty well balanced. There are plenty of counterplay to this card, but I think it will be competitive. Daken is not great. So if you're using your keys, I hope you get Doom 2099 on your first attempt. And then Meek is worth $100. Buy right now.